Hello everyone, my name is teacher Margaret. I'll be teaching you mathematics today. So our topic is fractions. Let's all say fractions.
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 First of all, I would like to ask you a question. What is a fraction? What is a fraction?
We have no idea, teacher.
You don't have an idea? Okay, let me help you there and there. A fraction is a part of a whole. A fraction is a part of a whole. All together. A fraction is a
Part of the whole.
A fraction is a
Part of the
So
whole.
as I'm writing right now on the chalkboard, can you please write these notes as I'm writing? So I said a fraction is a part of a whole. For instance, with me here is a fruit. Here's the fruit. Do you see this fruit?
Yes,
We all know
teacher.
this fruit. What is this fruit?
Is
What
that
is the name of it?
strawberry?
No, it's not a strawberry.
Tomato?
Yes, it's a tomato. Clap hands for her.
Okay.
Okay, as you can see, it's full. It's a full fruit. It's a full fruit.
It's not a vegetable, teacher.
Yes, it's a vegetable or a fruit as well. Tomatoes are fruits, are vegetables.
So
Yes.
that's also put in a cake because she said it's a fruit.
No, yes, you can. You can have a tomato cake. It's okay, you can have it as well. So, as you can see, it is full. It is a full tomato. But the moment I cut it, can you please have a look at me right now? I'm going to cut this
Careful,
in
teacher.
half. I'm
Careful,
going to
teacher.
cut it in half.
Careful, teacher.
I'm very much careful, my dear. Thank you. Okay, now I'm having two parts. How many parts am I having?
Two parts.
Let's all count.
1, 2.
Again.
1, 2.
So we have two parts. Now I just want to look at one part. This part is half. It's half of a tomato. I'll write it like this. 1/2. The moment I write it as 1/2, that's a fraction. What is this?
A fraction.
What is this?
A
A
fraction.
fraction. So it is a part of a whole. If I remove this part, I'm no longer having a whole. I'm just left with a fraction. A half, which is a fraction. So now, if I combine them once again, I get a whole. So now, how do we name this? We have what we call the denominator and the numerator of the fraction. The top number is called the numerator. Let's all say numerator.
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 Yes, can we all please write this? This is the numerator. The 1 is the numerator. Yet this line is also called the fractional line. It is called the fractional line or the division line. Then the last number is called the denominator. Let's all say denominator.
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 Thank you. You write the word like this. So this fractional line defines the numerator and the denominator. So in other words, as we talk about fractions, we are talking of division. In other words, I'm saying 1 divided by 2. The other way of writing half is 1 divided by 2. So I can write it like that, or 1/2. The other way that you can say is 1/2. So we can say it in 3 ways. The first way, 1/2, 1 divided by 2, or 1/2. Now I'm going to list several fractions so that at least you'll be able to name them. The other one that I'll write is this one. Now I want you to follow after me. We name this first fraction as 2/3 or 2/3. 2/4 or 2/4. 3/5 or 3/5. So today I'm going to use this language of saying 1/2 so that we use different terms in mathematics. You can say 1/2, 1/5, depending on the fraction. So now these are the types of fractions. I'll just write certain types of fractions that we have in mathematics. Okay, the first type that I'll highlight is called the common fraction. The common fraction. This common fraction is also called a proper fraction. A proper fraction. How do you identify a proper fraction? A proper fraction always has a smaller numerator and a bigger denominator. For example, the first one that we looked at, 1/2. The numerator is smaller than the denominator, followed by 3/5. Whenever you see the numerator being less than the denominator, it means that they are called proper fraction. Going to the second one. The second one is called the improper fraction. Improper fraction. This time, you always see the numerator being smaller than the denominator. For instance, we have 5 heads. Have you ever seen a baby taking care of the mother or putting the mother at the back? That won't happen. Back in Africa, you find babies there at the back, and the mothers will be working, doing the chores around, cleaning, cooking, but you will never find it vice versa. So now it is vice versa. The mother is on top of the baby, and it's improper. 5 is bigger than 3. The numerator is always bigger than the denominator. So types of fractions like that are called improper fractions. Let me give you more examples. Who can give me another example of improper before I give you more? Whereby the numerator is bigger than the denominator. 10 over 3. Clap hand for her. Yes.
7/4.
7/4. Yes. These are called improper fractions. So whenever you see this, know that these are improper fractions. Now let me move on to what we call mixed fractions. Mixed fractions. Okay. Mixed fractions always constitute of a whole number and a fraction. A whole number is attached to a fraction. For example, 4 and 3/7. Right. It is called mixed fraction. Why? Because we have a whole number and a fraction. Then another example might be 10 and 1/3. These are examples of mixed fractions. So now, since we know the types of fractions, we are going to use these fractions to add and subtract. And this is very enjoyable. Remember, in mathematics, we must add, subtract, divide, and multiply. We must use those operational signs each and every day. So we cannot go home without using those 4 operational signs. Allow me to introduce you to addition of fractions. Let's say addition of fractions.
Addition of fractions.
Addition of fractions.
Addition of fractions.
Okay, I hope you are jotting down this so that at least you have a clear view of what fractions are. Okay, so now we are going to add these fractions. Addition of fractions. Addition of fractions. Okay, I'll start with this example. For example, given fractions of the like terms, fractions with like terms. I'll use the first fraction that I gave you. What was the first fraction that I gave you as an example? When I was busy cutting this tomato, yes, Nikiwe?
1/2.
1/2, which is 1/2. So we are going to add a half and another half. So the operational sign that we are using today is plus. Let's say plus.
Plus.
Putting together. Plus
Plus.
Plus means put together.
Plus means to put together.
Yes, we are going to put together these fractions. We are going to put together these two fractions. Okay, these fractions have something alike. Whenever you are adding or subtracting fractions, can you please have a look? Consider their denominator. If the denominators are alike, or if the denominators are the same, you only add the numerators only. Then you bring down the denominator as it is. Add the numerators only and bring down the denominator as it is. Are we together?
Yes.
Okay, so now I'm going to calculate this. I said you add the numerators only, so you're going to say 1 plus 1. Then bring down the denominator as it is. We don't add the denominators. We only add the numerators. We only add the numerators. Now let's add 1 plus 1, we get 2. Then you bring down the denominator once again. Remember, 2 over 2 simply means that you're saying 2 divided by 2, such that we get 1. Now, let me do it practically to you. I say this part is half. Then, if I combine it to this other part, if I combine these two parts together, it means that I'm now having 1 whole. I'm having
1 whole.
1 whole. So, this is how you do it mathematically calculating. You calculate like this. Now, let me give you the second example. Example 2. Given 3/5 plus 2 plus 3/5. Okay? First of all, look at your denominator. Look at your denominator. Tell me the common denominator.
5.
The common denominator is
5.
So the moment the denominators are the same, it means that you bring the denominator down. Then you only add the numerators. You only add the numerators. So I have 3 and 3. That's why I'm bringing down 3 plus 3. And the denominators are not put together. Are we together?
Yes.
Thank you. 3 plus 3, we get 6 over 5. What type of fraction is that? Who can tell me? I gave you types of fraction. 6 over 5 is an answer, yes. 6/5 is an answer. But what type of fraction is it? I told you. Thank you. Clap hands for her. This is called an improper fraction. On our next lesson, I'll teach you on how to convert improper fractions to mixed fractions, whereby we'll be having a whole number and a fraction. So it is doable that you can convert this to a mixed fraction. Okay, so you can leave your answer like this, or you convert it to a mixed fraction, and it's very easy. We'll do it next time. So now allow me to add fractions of different denominators. Right, you'll find that the denominators will be different now. Unlike these ones, here we're having 2. First fraction was having 2 as the denominator, this one was having 2 as the denominator, yet this one was having 5 and 5. And the way of calculating is easy as that. Now we want to look at how to calculate fractions of different denominators. Okay, I see you people, you are very busy, you are writing your notes. Well done, well done. Continue doing that. Okay, we want to add fractions of different denominators. Okay, here with me, I have these fractions. Two-thirds plus 1/4. Okay. As you can see, whenever you are adding fractions, I told you that, always look at your denominators. If the denominators are different, I want you to look at me right now and pay attention and concentrate as I'm busy explaining. Whenever the denominators are different, you have to look for what we call the common denominator. The common denominator. The denominator that is the same overall. So how do we look for that. How do we calculate for the lowest common denominator? Okay, you have to consider the denominators first. Consider the denominators. Since they are different, so consider the different denominators. Okay, then step 2, calculate the LCM for the two denominators by listing the multiples Okay, so as I'm doing this, you do this in your jotter book as well, your jotter book, your notebook. Okay, so I'll consider multiples of 3 first. So you list the multiples of 3. Okay, multiples are those numbers that we get after multiplying 3 by any other number. Multiples are numbers that we'll get after multiplying 3 by all those other numbers that we have. Yes. Okay, I understand you. Let's list the multiples. The first multiple is 3. Followed by, if we say 3 times 3, we get 3. Followed by 3 times 2, it's 6. 3 times 4, 12. 3 times 5, 3 times 6, 18. Then we move on to multiples of 4. Let's list them. We won't list. Remember, in mathematics, they go and go. It means that they are infinite. Is that right? Like that means that they are infinite. They never end. These multiples never end. Let me list the multiples of 4 firstly. 4. 4 times 4 is 4. 4 times 2, 8. 4 times 3, 12. 4 times 4, 16. So I won't list all of them. So it means that the lowest common multiple, it is the number that is the same, that is shared. The multiple that is shared between 3 and 4, which is 12. So you will take 12 as your LCM. So now my new common denominator will be 12. So I will use 12 rather than 4 and 3. Are we together? So such that when I want to simplify, I start with the first fraction. I divide with the denominator and multiply with the numerator. 3 into 12. I open up a bracket. 3 into 12 is 4. Then you multiply by the numerator, 2. Then you say plus. You do the same procedure. Divide first. Remember the order of operation in mathematics. Body mass. You divide and multiply. Then add at the end. So I'm going to divide with the denominator. 4 into 12, we get 3. Then you say times the numerator. Let's calculate firstly. 4 times 2, we get 8 plus. I'm now simplifying what we have on the top. 3 times 1, 3. All over 12. 8 plus 3, what do we get? We get 11 over 12. What type of fraction is that? Proper fraction. Okay? So allow me to give you this group work cards. I want you to work in groups right now. Be in groups, be in groups of 5. Okay? And calculate fastly. Calculate fastly. Okay? Calculate fastly. So I'll give you this time to calculate. Thank you very much. Bye.